Hey everybody, G4 Video 5 here, and welcome back to some more Grand Theft Auto 3, the definitive edition. In this part, we will be completing the Shoreside Vale Import-Export Garage, which is a requirement to complete in order to get 100%, and the way this side activity works is that, as you saw right there, there was this massive, thick, nasty list of vehicles that you need to bring back to that garage in Pike Creek in Shoreside Vale. And you only need to bring one of each of those vehicles back to the garage to turn in, and you don't even necessarily need to use these park spawn locations of most of the vehicles that I'm showing off in this video. Now, I will point out the BF injection that we're currently obtaining right here can only be found in Liberty City at that parked spawn location between the hours of 2000 and 600 at night. But beyond that, though, basically every other vehicle on the list you can find around that garage in Pike Creek, which is pretty awesome. Not necessarily for the purposes of making this video. I mean, this is kind of poor advertisement for the old video here. But you really don't need any of these park spawn locations beyond the BF injection, because, I mean, really, these vehicles just spawn up the ass around Pike Creek. And there's even a parking lot that I'm going to show off later that basically has half of the list just in the parking lot, so it makes for a very fun and easy time here. And it really pained me having to go to some of these park spawn locations, like the Idaho, for example, you know. It's like you really don't have to go that far out of your way for that vehicle, but I figure, you know, some people might not be that lucky. I mean, you'd have to be really unlucky to not find an Idaho driving around the place, but I suppose it's possible, so there's a little parked spawn location for you. But this one probably pained me the most, the Perennial, as I can only find a park spawn location in Portland, so I had to drive all the way across the map for this thing as Perennials are passing by me as I got into that parked one. But anyway, sometimes you'll kind of get into some trouble by going into neighborhoods you probably shouldn't. As you can see, the Colombian cartel just squirting all over the place with their bullets. Mad lads there. But speaking of mad, this parking lot right here holds 7 of the vehicles that we need for the list. And again, it's not necessary that you go to this parking lot to obtain these cars, but it can be a wise idea. Like, if I weren't recording gameplay footage for this particular side activity, then what I would probably do is drive back and forth between the garage in Pike Creek, where we turn in these vehicles, and this parking lot where I can obtain 7 of the vehicles on that list. And then if I happen to run across any other vehicles on the list that I don't have up to that point, then I can just steal them, take it back to the garage, and rinse and repeat the process. Now, something I do want to point out is that these vehicles in this parking lot can occasionally be parked. I mean, obviously, locked is what I meant. And whenever a vehicle is locked, what you need to do is drive away from the area and drive back, because you need to despawn and then respawn the vehicle. And ideally, when you respawn the vehicle, it will be unlocked, and you'll be able to steal it to take back to the old garage in Pike Creek. So fantastic stuff there. The stretch limousine is the only vehicle that does not have a park spawn location on this list, and it's like I'm laughing because even in Shoreside Vale, the driving paths that the AI take aren't exactly the best. So seeing the stretch limousine like drive onto the sidewalk back there, like, it always makes me laugh whenever I see those types of things. That's the charm of these older Grand Theft Auto games. There's little quirks in the mechanics like that. But anyway, your reward for turning in a vehicle into this garage is $1,000 for each vehicle, and then for completing the list you get $200,000, and also for completing the list you end up getting the ability to request any of the vehicles that you turned into this garage at any time you want, anytime you pass by this garage, if I didn't say anytime enough. And with that, I've ended up selecting the BF injection. Of course, you're not just stuck to one vehicle. You can just drive away and then come back to this garage and request a different vehicle, or the same vehicle if you want to. So with that, we've now completed this part. In the next part, we will be tackling a behemoth of a side activity, in that we will be collecting all 100 hidden packages. So until then, I will see you next time.